Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Arcane Gate. I'm Denaru.
And I am Charles Walker, FallMonkey20. Welcome, everybody. Thank you for joining us tonight. So, last where we left off on the Arcane Gate, the party had found itself traveling through the forest further on their quest for answers in their ever-growing quest to find out what is really going on in this continent, as they seem to come across new mysteries everywhere they go. They found this development of this railroad that's been going on by some dwarfs that Marcus has been acquainted with back in the day. Now they're currently helping them with a giant problem they've been having lately. After taking care of the giants, after a tense battle with some wolves and some giants, they vanquished them, reuniting with an old acquaintance, Harper the Bard. They all fought well together. And now, after gathering some loot and distributing amongst themselves, they are all gathering where we left off there. So, all of y'all pretty much were pretty happy with the loot at the end of last session, right? Or is anyone going to start vouching for the sword again?
No, I'm good.
Yeah, I think we pretty much settled it.
I was about to say,
Still
good.
staring awkwardly.
I was about to say, I don't think Luna's going to let go of that sword.
Yeah, I got to think about this the other night. If I took it, what would that do to me? If it causes wounds and I have to cut myself to actually do anything.
Oh.
You technically wouldn't be able to heal until you took a short rest.
Yeah.
Because that's what that sword does.
Oh yeah, I know.
It is not for blood hunters.
That is a good point. I didn't even consider that. That would be the ultimate nerf on yourself.
Yeah, it was a trap.
Literally, you wouldn't. Literally, you don't even want to get scratched by that sword.
Nope.
That's why I made it a short sword. I knew the halberd wielder wouldn't be able to resist it.
Hey, I got lucky. I got the one I stole from the goblins, and then the other I just happened upon. 2 magic items.
Exactly.
But Harper, would you mind helping me out real quick?
Oh, yeah, of course. What you need?
Hold out your hands for a second.
Harper just okay, and holds out his hands.
And then I rummaged through my bag, grabbed 40 pounds of rope, and put it into his hands.
Marcus, I hope I'm not misreading your intentions here.
No, I just need you to hold on to that for right now. I'm carrying a bit too much after this last haul.
Okay. And he opens opposite side coat pocket and just drops all the rope in there. And it all disappears in the pocket in the same way.
That is very convenient.
Ah, yes. Say what you want about the place I'm from, but they got some decent enchanters there.
We should pay them a visit.
There's nothing much to see in that place. I would not recommend it, honestly, but I can't stop you.
I mean, if we keep running into hordes like this, then might need some bigger pockets.
Fair. Well, direction you're going in, it looks like you'd be heading close to the free cities anyways. I'm sure you could find just as good, if not better, enchanters there. It's quite a city.
And are you sure that I can't convince you to let me, take a peek at that tech?
No. I'm quite a secretive man. I apologize.
Fair enough.
Gotta have some things secret, you know? If I showed all my cards, it wouldn't be a surprise.
Understood. Well, I mean, if we've wrapped this up, we've taken out the threat, we should probably head back out. Actually, what? It's night right now, so like, we're like an hour out from the camp.
Yeah, you are.
How late at night is it?
It is getting pretty late now because y'all have spent a long time in the night shoveling all the gold into your bags and packing it up and stuff. And currently, anytime y'all move, you sound like Maddie when she's trying to stealth.
Well,
Do
we
we get an
handled the
AC
job,
bonus now?
but
No.
well, we wrapped up the job here. But if we want to, we could wait till morning to head back. We would have to do a track, an hour to get back, or we could walk. I'm fine either way. But if the giants are dealt with here, we do have a place we can hold up.
It's only an hour. Which then again, like, how late is it? Are we talking about like it will be daybreak pretty soon?
It's close to midnight right now. So not terrible.
Okay. So we could get a decent rest.
Yeah.
I think that's
Well,
ours
then.
to vote.
Well then, if everyone's ready to head back, then.
Two of the alcoholic short ones.
They prefer to be called alcoholic little people.
Or dwarves.
They're too
That also
short, their
does it.
opinion doesn't matter.
Also dwarves. That does it justice too.
Yeah.
So y'all make the trek back, and y'all are pretty tired after the intense battle. Now you're lugging back all this equipment. Harper's fine though. He's just hopping along the trail, whistling a tune.
Good old Harper.
Okay. But eventually y'all do make it back, and as you do, there's a few people that seem like they're posted at guard. You see one in particular just kind of like point a device looking similar to Marcus's out in the dark. He's like, huh? Hey, they're back! And some of the dwarves kind of rouse themselves up like, and instantly just kind of up like, hey! And Cornelius just kind of like, you see him kind of tear his way through the crowd, in what could best be described as one of them onesies with the butt flaps. Sleeping cat, mustache still trimmed up pretty nicely. He's
You
like,
gotta put
oh,
the wax on before you go to bed.
yeah. It's like, oh, hey, did y'all take care of them?
Yeah, we dealt with them.
Yeah.
Oh, great. And, good lord. What all did you take from them? Get ahead of theirs each? Your packs are pretty full.
Well, we found out some troubling news. The reason we're glad that we handled it tonight is apparently they've been attacking people on the roads. And they were actually about to go out for another hunt when we got there.
It's quite troublesome. Well, there wasn't really a formal highway up until this point, so imagine people traveling across the border. They probably are raiding people in that territory. This is good that we took care of them, then. We did quite a good deed.
All in day's work for us.
Humble as always, I see. At that point, Harper steps up. If you need anything, you have the aid of the... And he kind of spreads his head out. What's the name of your, Mark. Cyrus, what's the name
think we'd make it this far.
It's not a lie.
Truth be told, we're not really a mercenary group. We just happen to be traveling and doing jobs as they appear.
At that point, you see him look a little disheartened, and he's like, okay, mental note, make a name for y'all when I write these tales down, but you had luck of the group! And the dwarf's like, the group!
The vagabond.
The
No,
vagabond.
we'll workshop it. We'll workshop it. That
I was like, I hear a name, I hear a suggestion.
that name kind of makes it sound underhanded a bit.
But the trepidous group of rogues fighting for justice and what they believe in, not following any law or creed, just their own. It's such a great story. I love it. The vagabonds.
Again, we should probably workshop it a bit. It makes it sound like the bad guys.
He's just already looking off in the distance. You notice he's got his eyes are just kind of glistening in the moonlight.
Let it go, Marcus. It's already done.
I just look at Marcus like we're not the bad guys.
I mean, I didn't intentionally think that we were. I also didn't think I was a mercenary, but I guess technically speaking, that is what you classify a mercenary under, doing jobs for hire randomly.
Corny shrugs like, well, I'm writing that off of my taxes, so y'all better be mercenaries.
We're mercenaries.
Oh,
Just lean over to-
grand.
I just lean over to Maddie. What are taxes?
Marcus
She
kind of
leans
just
over to the person next to her and goes, "What are taxes?"
Marcus kind of rubs his head. Yesterday I was an adventurer. Today I'm a mercenary. Grand.
At
Which one
that
would you rather
point,
be?
At that point, Corny just kind of walks away, and then he comes back. He's like, well, seems y'all are pretty loaded, but here, for your trouble, I figured this would be a fair rate, and he throws out a bag of gold. There's 200 in there. I figured 100 per giant head would be a decent price, at the least. Y'all clearly got your money's worth.
Oh, you are way too generous. But we take it humbly.
Well, and also glad to help. I mean, it seems from what we found out that we were helping more than what we thought. But glad to help. None the same.
Corny's like, yes, of course. Well, y'all bed down for the evening. We'll talk more in the morning. But till then, great job. Dad's definitely gonna be happy to hear what you done here.
All right, to bed. See y'all in the morning. Just start hopping along with my stuff.
Before you leave, it's like, let's go ahead and break it down. I guess 40 for each.
Ah, yes.
Yeah.
I was like, give everybody their share.
Yep. As Harper's like, yes, right. To bed! And he walks over to next to the fire, just throws out his mat, and just plops down.
Emerald, before you go, can you come over for a sec?
Yeah. What's your name?
Can you kneel down for a second? Like, he'll like rummage through his bag and like grab something as he says that.
Are you going to tell us to roll over next?
Raised eyebrow, but complying.
He then pulls out like a measuring tape and measures around your head. I've noticed something. We've done a lot of adventures at night, and you seem to struggle with that.
Yeah, it's a bit of a problem.
So, when we get some free time, I'll work on you a pair of these, potentially. And then I'll, like, tap my goggles on my head.
Alright, yeah.
But, if, make this, you're pretty connected to that guild of yours. Just saying, like, I'm an up-and-coming inventor. I could, use getting my name out there a bit. Just something to consider.
You know what? When we make it in, I'll introduce you to Rawl, and I'll put in a good word for you, and y'all two can hash it out, whatever you want to do. He's a good guy. He'll listen to you.
Much appreciated. And when we get more free time, I will work on these. Right now, I don't have a workstation, and we constantly travel on the road. But when we get to the next town and we have some time to kick up our feet a bit, I'll give this a go.
All right.
And then I'll pull out like a
Sounds
notebook.
plan.
I'll pull out like a notebook and I'll write down his name and write down the measurements for his head.
Alright.
Just Amrock, fat head.
It's just a picture of a watermelon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh goodness.
Would y'all like to do anything else before y'all go to bed?
No, I'm good. Now that I did that, I'm ready to bed down.
Alright.
Yeah, I'm ready to just plop somewhere.
Okay.
What
Y'all
about the
go
twins?
down.
I'm already asleep.
Oh, okay.
Y'all did the same thing Harper did.
Mhm.
Yeah, you notice Harper laid face down. He just kind of like, with his feet, pulled his shoes off and just did not move.
Oh, he's tuckered out.
So, all y'all go to sleep, but y'all do wake up pretty early to the dwarfs. A little bit more rowdy than normal. And Marcus, you instantly wake up with a start. You smell something. Something you haven't smelled a long time ago. As you see the dwarves are downing some thick brown liquid. It's all getting boiled in a pot in the center of the a fire.
I wake up and go over to it. What you got there?
Ah, some good old coffee. You ever had some of this, human?
Yeah, I've been craving it since I've been out on the road. They have it nowhere else.
Oh yeah, we had a stock of it. We've ran short lately with the giants and everything. One of them gone. Decided to celebrate. Busted out.
I would love a cup.
Ah, here you go. And he pours you a cup of it.
Yeah, Marcus just drinks it as is. Nothing else. Not adding anything. Not adding anything to it.
Yeah, he was just about to hand you a thing of milk, and sees it's already gone. He's like, "All right."
Sorry, it's the thing is when you've been traveling out on the road, you miss the conveniences of home. I'm starting to realize that not everywhere has certain conveniences.
That's fair. You're drinking it in the Mountain Dwarf style. I can dig it. Because you know it's more of a Hill Dwarf thing to mix in sugar and milk. Mountain Dwarfs, it's black.
Question, do you think I could maybe have a small packet of that, like for the road?
That's the question for the chef, sir.
Who's the chef?
Hey, Baskerville over there.
Baskerville.
Yeah.
Sure, I'll go talk to him.
Okay. You go over to a big burly guy that you notice is currently working on a stack of pancakes as tall as him.
Baskerville, is it?
Here.
Name's Marcus. Nice to meet you.
Er.
And I'll like, well, he's like cooking, so I won't put my hand out since he's working right now. But
Yeah, no. Keep my hands clean.
But I was wondering, I've been traveling on the road and I have missed having coffee with me. Would it be okay if I had a small, like, pouch of it just to take with me? Just a little bit of it.
Son, you want some of our Spire Roast coffee?
Yeah. It's good as is.
You know Spire Roast is a pretty pretty sought after brand. It's basically the Folgers of the D&D world.
Oh, so they got high-end coffee out here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Someone takes my coffee very seriously, son. You made it to where we can get the coffee. And he goes back and pulls out a 10 of it. It's like, here. Sure, Corny, want to get it to you.
Oh, thank you. Appreciate it much. They don't have stuff like this out on the road.
No trouble. Pancake.
Yeah.
I figured that'll keep you going in the morning. Carbs, coffee, and bacon.
Exactly.
I forgot he was making pancakes for a second. I thought that was just a cute little nickname for you. Here's your coffee, pancake. Just out of left field, just like punched the gut there, like, oh.
Here you go, cupcake. But yeah, he just slaps a few pancakes down, get some tongs, put some bacon on there, pour syrup on it. Enjoy.
Will do. I'll go back to like my bedroll, sit on it, and eat the bacon and pancakes.
You're downing it, and it kind of dawns on you shortly after. You haven't blinked in a while with this current sugar rush you're dealing with. But everyone else kind of rouses too. You see Marcus looking a little more relaxed than he has in a while.
There's just pays and no mind.
Yeah.
Morning, the rest of you. Sleep well?
Warning myself too.
Yeah.
Hey.
You know what? I'm in the.
Just laying there.
Oh, I'm drinking coffee. Finally, a cup of coffee.
What's that?
Oh, have you never had coffee before? Oh, I mean, you are 16. It's not an alcoholic beverage. It's a nice, earthy drink. It keeps you awake. Makes it to where you can work long hours.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
It's the drink of college kids.
I would like
No.
to try some.
That's what
Okay.
Maddie was doing. She's like inching closer as she's eyeballing the mug. Like, I'm curious. You just look away. She's like one of those cats that's hiding, and every time you look back, she's closer. So with every
Question.
word you're saying, she's itching closer to you.
Question. How big was the tin that he gave me? Like how many cups do I think I could make from it?
I'd say it's like a coffee tin you'd probably get at a store these days.
Oh, okay, so I can make a lot from it then. But
Yeah.
Since I don't want to take more coffee from the camp, since that's for the workers, I'll start making coffee for our group.
Alrighty.
Maddie will try coffee for the first time.
So,
Luna, will you try it as well?
did you not hear me?
Oh,
Yeah,
I just heard so.
Oh, okay. For a minute there, that my mic was missing the band. No, I will try it too.
Okay.
Cyrus is definitely
So,
grabbing some.
Now,
Okay.
now, let me tell you, the best way to drink this stuff is with nothing in it, just the flavor of the coffee. Some people have an opinion about that, and those people are wrong.
How do I not completely trust you?
I mean, you see me drinking it. It's fine.
Maddie tentatively sips it.
I'll also take a swallow of it.
Go! Twins, y'all feel more powerful than y'all have in a while. Y'all are just aware of your surroundings instantly. You're like, huh.
Her pupils, Maddie's pupils dilate. She sees a fly across the room.
I see sounds.
Tyrus, you're not as used to it. It was kind of a thing in your area, but tea was definitely more y'all's people's thing.
Mm-hmm.
But it's good. Mind you, some of your younger days.
Yeah, haven't had it in anything like that in a while. Actually, yeah, have not had anything like that in a long while.
Amarok, you're desensitized to it. Raw literally drinks the stuff more than he drinks water.
Yeah. Just straight faces to the tired dad in the morning drinking.
Yeah.
This stuff is the fuel for eventing. I just want to make something. I want to do something with my hands, but I had many late nights. I had many late nights fueled by this stuff.
Maddie's like, I have so much energy. She goes, I want to take a lap. And she starts running around the camp.
You just see Cyrus with a bigger smile.
At that point, Marcus, you're shocked when you feel something grab your ankle. You look down and you just see your tiefling friend laying flat on the ground. You just hear coffee.
I mean, I made a pot of coffee, so I'll pour him a cup of coffee.
He just stands up instantly. Like, okay, all better.
You've been drained like me.
Mornings suck.
They do. I was just always I didn't realize the convenience of having coffee to get past them when I was home.
I know, right? More, please. And you see he has somehow already drained it.
Like
being fire resistant helps with these things.
I'll give him a cup, and I'll only have 2 cups for now, and I'll give him another cup.
Harvard's like, all right, what's the plan then?
Plan.
So you said the other day that you still wanted to travel with us. So are you still on board with that after seeing what we do?
Oh, I'd like to think I'm welcome to. I mean, it's up to y'all. I may not be the best of people, but I think I'd make for a decent travel companion at least.
I mean, in my eyes, you proved yourself useful in a fight, definitely. You were able to handle your own. So I'm not against it.
I heard mention y'all are going to the free cities, and that's where I was actually going myself, so I figured it was just practical to travel together. Especially finding out there may be giants waiting around a tree.
Yeah. This was the first time I ever saw giants. I've heard of them, but until yesterday I had never seen them.
Count that as a luxury. They suck.
Amrock just still sipping coffee.
Maddie's still exercising.
Not his kind's actually nice. The stone giants, I have had some pleasant encounters with them. He's shorter than most, though.
I mean, he's a Goliath, so he has giant blood. He's not a giant. He's definitely giant compared to people.
Oh, I only heard of those. Interesting. And
I can
Luna, what were
hear
you
this
about to
whole
say?
conversation.
Yeah, you
I
can.
was just saying that if you actually look closely at Luna, she's like just shaking a lot.
Just vibrating.
Yeah, pretty much. She's just vibrating in spots. She's just like holding the cup, which by the way is gone. Like she's already drank what she had.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Madison's gone too. She sort of like she took one sip, saw she can see the universe, and drank the rest down.
All right. Well, I mean, Luna's handling it pretty well. Maddie's probably gonna crash.
We've been keeping these two away from alcohol. Good decision.
I mean, this isn't alcohol. This is coffee, but they're first timers, so it's understandable.
Yeah, just imagine first timers with alcohol.
You saying this in character?
Yes.
Yeah.
I just look over at you and I'm just like, this is taking it well. I am taking this well.
You're a first timer. Caffeine is strong. Especially the way I like to drink my coffee.
Maddie just speedrunner stops right next to her, and she's like, "Oh, I want more."
No.
Well, with all the running you've been doing, I wouldn't suggest having more for right now. You may get sick if you drink more and then keep running around like that.
I just yell over you. I'm like, no, and I'm like shaking. I'm like holding my finger at her, and I'm shaking. Like I can't, it's like barely staying on her.
She's like jogging in place, like, "Come on, run it off! 1, 2, 1, 2."
I'm going to not run. I'm going to chase after you because shut up. And I just get up and chase after Maddie.
Maddie just keeps running to keep her running. She's like, "Hey."
You should definitely make more and see what happens.
No, no. Again, they probably will crash. It's luckily we have a wagon so that they don't have to worry about crashing while we're walking on the road.
That
But-
is true. You know the old bard parable: one to get you up in the morning, one to get you to sleep at night. The other's
Right.
alcohol. If y'all didn't catch my drift.
I imagine alcohol being a downer and caffeine being an upper.
Exactly.
Why have we been keeping them away from alcohol again?
They're underage. That's why we've been keeping.
We're
Oh.
16.
It depends on what region you're in, whether they're underage or not.
I guess it also depends on their species if they're underage.
I'm from their region, and they are very strict on their age of legalization. Everywhere else, it's pretty loosey-goosey.
Oh, that explains the weird looks we got earlier.
Exactly.
I'm just not going to be the guy who buys alcohol for minors. Is the thing. I'll give them coffee when they want it, but I won't buy them alcohol.
See, y'all are decently good.
They
And
have
around
their own
that
money.
time, Corny just kind of comes out like plate of pancakes in hand, and he's just like, "What the, Baskerville?" And he just look across the yard to him and just shrugs. It's like, giving all you non-drinkers coffee. Yeah, I guess y'all be ready to get to Evergarden by sundown.
Oh yes, I finally feel like I'm not running at half energy for a change.
Oh, good. Hope y'all make use of it. Honestly, I should have gave you a little more than 200, so we'll call that coffee cam good, since currently a delicacy here, unless you're in very certain cities or Free Cities of Merton. They're wanting to open more trade with coffee, so hopefully that'll change soon.
Oh, and I didn't ask, but do you know the nearest town that would happen to have a Messenger's Guild? I've only recently become a member of one of them, and I'm just wondering where's the nearest town I can pick up my mail, just in case I randomly get something.
Yeah, Evergarden. They got a Merchant's Guild there.
Excellent. So, I'll be able to check my mail once we get there, just to see if we got anything else. Because your father did send me a letter for work. I didn't know if it was for this or for down there.
Last I heard, he was dealing with some kobold issues on his end, so he probably could use the help, but we'll see. There's no shortage of mercenaries out here, so I'm sure someone will come along and do the job. At the least, to be blunt, some of the local creatures don't really like the fact we're building something like this out here when was normal just wild territory. So I'm sure you hang around here long enough, there'll be jobs opening up.
Of course, there's always going to be someone who stands in the way of progress. But also, I do have a question. That gun on your back, did you make it?
No. This was Dad's design, though, and he rolls it off his back and holds it vertically to you.
I'll take it from his hands if he's offering it to me, I guess.
To look at it, yeah.
I mean, I understand that. I was just thinking if he was just like, hey, look at this, but don't touch.
Yeah.
But, so I'll look at it. Now, I did toy around with the concept of a rifle, but it worked out better for me to make a pistol. That way I can wield a shield in the other hand.
Understandable. Hard to beat it at a range, but yeah, pistols do work better for some closer situations.
Do you mind if I, take a gander at it, closer gander at it? Like, he, gradually starts reaching over towards his backpack.
What you gonna do with it?
I just, want to see its internal structure, seeing your father crafted it. Haven't seen his work in a while. I just kind of wanted to, take a trip down memory lane, and he's, pulling a toolbox out of his backpack.
You did take some of Dad's traits, I see. Yeah, go ahead. If one of his apprentices couldn't put that thing back together, I'd be ashamed, honestly.
Well, thank you. I'll do this, and we were also going to head out today potentially, but I wanted to know if was there anything else that you needed doing before we headed out, or we're heading to a city. Was there anything that you wanted us to maybe look into when we get there?
There actually was something, if you don't mind.
Sure. What is it?
You can just send either me or Dad an update on what the goings-on of that city are. I'd appreciate it. There's currently a power vacuum going on at the current moment.
Between who are the party? Who are the two parties involved, or the multiple parties involved?
Yeah, that's the problem. There's 6 parties involved.
Oh, politics. Ew.
This actually piques Cyrus's interest. Ooh, I just get closer.
Well, I assume the only one that really knows much about the free cities is probably our Goliath friend here. Well, Free Cities is a completely merchant-run city. Everything in that city is run by a corporation or a guild. 7 in particular. Well, that's the problem. There was 7, but one of them recently disbanded.
I'm thinking I'm seeing the pattern. There were 7, so it's an odd number, and if they're running the town, and they possibly vote on things, now there's an even number.
Exactly. The town was originally founded by 7 nobles, all who were nobles by the fact of essentially how much territory they ran. They all kind of had loose stretches of a city, and eventually they kept building and building up their land until it all grew to one big metropolis. Ever since then, it's been a struggle for people to take over, buy out, sell out, hostile takeovers. It's been quite a messy history on who runs the place.
And I'm guessing with this guild out of commission that they're possibly fighting over their territory, aren't they?
You pick up quick. Yeah. Currently, right now, that is the thing. The default would either go to the next person who owns the most territory near. Land, resources, stocks, what have you. Generally, they'd be the next ruler. But there hasn't been a decent qualifier to step up yet, so there's been an issue of all the other guilds are currently in a race to see who can own the most.
Question: which guild was it that went under or backed out?
The Smiths Guild.
The Smiths Guild?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yep. Amarok, that actually is news to you. You heard rumors that there was currently fights going on in their leadership, but you didn't know they actually disbanded.
Okay. But seeing as how I'm not a part of this conversation, I'm being polite and letting them have this conversation.
Okay.
I'm listening, but not interfering.
Yeah.
Cyrus is just listening a lot closer.
Yeah.
Yeah. Someone's rubbernecking.
Yes.
Essentially, Marcus, I'm sure you noticed one thing when a steep difference in between the mountain and the lower lands is mountain nearly everything when it comes to inventions or possible weapons or anything. Nearly anything's on the table as long as it's used responsibly. Certain territories in this area have bans and restrictions on what things are allowed. Like firearms, for example, some areas are even thinking of having them banned until they can be properly regulated. And the number one contributor of this currently right now, well, also for an example, necromancy's banned in a lot of areas as well. Number one contributor to all of this is cold iron and the steep debate around it, especially in this territory.
So they don't want people weaponizing cold iron.
No. The Alchemist Guild, apologies. The Smithing Guild was essentially founded on 5 masters. Each master was a master of their own craft and metalworking. The problem was a fight broke out between all those masters on what was right and what was not. As you can guess, the Cold Iron Master was not happy with the idea that they would stop making cold iron, literally rending him from his position. But there was threats of trade embargoes being put on the Smithing Guild if they didn't stop producing cold iron. I will say it's Oh, go ahead.
Oh no, I was just... Well, I can understand people being on the edge about cold iron, but I was just saying, do you know the names of the leader of the guilds, the five leaders of the Smithing Guild?
Give me a second. Let me pull it up in my notes.
Or
yeah,
another question, DM. Would I have heard any of their names or no?
Oh yeah, you're a fan of them. I know of 3 of them at least. Okay. First I know of because he did a lot of work in our area. is Morin Keebler. He's a rock gnome hailing from Velena on the other side of the mountain. Not really sure where he is right now, but he was the master of Mithril. Next, another person for our area is Gorthon Granite. He was the master adamantite smith. I heard recently he went home. Then there's the center of the...
I was saying, can you repeat the last name again?
Gorthan Granite. And the final one, the source of all the controversy, is Duran Terrashaper. He's the human mastersmith of Cold Iron.
And in this town, you did say something that kind of does interest me a bit. Did you say that in certain areas guns are banned out here?
Well, it's not an official ban yet, but there's certain talks of should they not be. It's more this new item that a lot of people don't understand is getting introduced into the economy, and it's throwing some people for a loop, especially areas that have never even seen them before.
I mean, to be fair, they will put to shame pretty much crossbows and bows if they did get properly introduced.
They could blow up an entire bunny.
Well,
yeah. I mean, yeah, that they can. But I can understand people being on the fence about it, but that doesn't mean they should just outright ban them.
Right. It's an interesting time we're in, but it's understandable. I don't know the names of the other two, but I heard one's an elf and the other one's an orc. The elf, I do believe, is the master of metalworking, and the orc's the master of that weird metal, the metal that comes from meteorites, asterite.
Sorry, what was the elf one again?
Doesn't know the name, just knows of knows their race. Like, it's heard of them, but doesn't know them on a first name basis.
Oh yeah, I was asking about the ore that they specialize in.
Oh, the ore. Oh, the elf specialized in metal and like your average metal weapons, and the orc specialized in asterite.
Gotcha.
So they're currently fighting over their territory, and they're buying up properties so that they can make a proper claim to it. Well,
exactly.
It seems like that city's gonna be rough potentially, if they're having an inner civil war almost, between a turf war essentially.
Well, yes, that's where it gets hairy, because, like I said, it's all ruled by these 7 lords. Each of them pretty much run their own militia. It's not even a blatant thing that each of the areas have their own rules and own guard systems. There is a neutral territory in the center of the city, but when you're in each of the territories, it's the call of the guild and the coin keepers.
Grand. So we could potentially accidentally step on someone's toes without even realizing it, just because we accidentally broke a rule in one city, in one part of the city, that wasn't a rule in the other part of the city.
Potentially, yes. So definitely be careful, and I wouldn't be venturing randomly in areas. I'd definitely stick to the Alchemist Guild. They have actually been an ally of ours in this endeavor.
Question, is there any one particular guild who is trying to push the ban on guns? Because I definitely want to avoid them.
No, the guilds have been pretty open. Guilds, if it's something that can be marketed and sold, generally they're for it.
Alright. Well,
essentially, our order has is trying to take the 7th spot. Basically, make a formal dwarven embassy down there, expand our reach a bit north past the border here, and just settle up a little territory in there, make a home for trade there. Like I said, bring our coffee, bring our mushrooms, bring our products down there, and have us a little base for trade down there. Be beneficial for us. Also be a good, that's the #1 plan of this railroad right now. It's something we were working on originally, but now we tried to speed up this process and take over where we can. But right now, the promises of a railroad doesn't have a lot of people waiting.
But this would be a pretty good way of showing your claim, bringing a new invention that would combine 2 areas.
Exactly. Possibly change trade as we know it.
You wouldn't have to walk anywhere, you just take a train. It would definitely do a lot for proving your right to it. Also, I definitely would want you getting in on that, rather than one of the other guilds just getting bigger because they took over our territory.
I'd appreciate it. Well, there's some other issues involved with it as well, but I don't want to go too far into it. In other words, but other things to note, there's 6 operating guilds in the area. There is there's the Platinum Vault themselves, as I imagine you lot have heard of them. Some of you Magic folk in particular. Essentially, then their neighbors, the Alchemy Guild. Essentially, the 2 of them together form what's called the Research Ward of the city. Generally, most of the research and study is done in them areas. There's even the free university out there run by the Platinum Library. Generally, out of all the guilds, the Alchemy and Platinum Vaults, they generally have a fairly good relationship with each other.
So, the Alchemy and Platinum Vaults are potential allies. Well, they are allies with us. What are the other guilds?
Next, the one, it's hard to say what our standing with them is since they're mercenaries. There's the Advent Guild. Essentially mercenaries that operate all over the continent. Their area is known to be one of the rougher areas, since the militia is also the denizens of the guild. Generally, they're known for self-governing themselves pretty well when it comes to their own laws and regulations.
Okay, so definitely avoid that side of town then, if they are definitely more self-governing.
Okay. Make a history check, actually. That is something that would pique your interest.
Still 14.
Oh yeah. Modifier. I forgot how high it was.
History is one of my things.
So, with a 14, you do remember, actually, since this happened 2 months ago, it ain't a bigger thing. Advent was mentioned to you before, actually. Members of the Advent Mercenary Guild are actually the people that found David. When they found him right after he got off the mountain.
Oh yeah.
Um,
It was just members of their guild, though. We don't know any of them in particular, but that's something that we could look. Well, I won't say this out loud, but that's something that we could look into.
You do know one who claimed to be one who claimed to be. Let's see.
Oh wait. I was back in town. I spacing on it. I wrote it down.
Can you not find it?
No, I can't. I'm trying to go through all my notes.
Yeah, it's all right if you can. But yeah, you do remember there was the old man who seemed to be an old friend of David's that they mentioned to me. Remember him? It's like, yeah. Other than that, the biggest known temple of Cordell is actually in that area.
Well, I'll keep that in mind to let the group know.
All right. Next, then there's what's kind of known as the Fun District. There's two guilds that kind of mix together to make up this area, and that's the Brewers Guild and the Tobacco Guild. Generally, most of the tobacco plantations are owned by them, and the brewers, they got a few wineries that are owned in particular, run by the elves, but they kind of encompass a lot of the breweries in the continent. And then finally, there's the Messengers Guild, which y'all seem to have a little bit of familiarity with.
So now you want us to basically go there, and while we're there, scout on what the overall political standing is.
I'm sorry, could you repeat that?
You want us to go there and basically scout to see what's going on in the city right now, basically.
Well, more in the old industrial ward, which is where the smithing guild is. It's a free-for-all right there now. It's a rough neighborhood at the current moment. The place has become a modern-day Goat Pass, which is a reference to y'all's home. Goat Pass was basically the rough part of town there.
Well,
not a good thing. Politically, everyone's kind of playing for their own right now. While some of the guilds may share wards and ally themselves, in the end, it's usually every guild for themselves. Final detail they could tell you that would be of note is how the political system there does work. each guild is run usually by one individual person, but there is a council of people around them that makes up them, which is called the coin holders. Essentially, each a guild leader has 5 close representatives called the coin holders. Essentially, where they have they'll have a platinum coin with their specific insignia engraved on it. Also given an enchantment to know it's authentic. All those are basically the speakers of the guild members. They'll do business for them and other things that they normally wouldn't be able to do because of their already busy schedules or whatever they may have, you know?
So basically, the leader of the guilds are the ones who give out the orders, and the coin holders are the ones who make sure that the orders are followed.
Exactly. They can range from either just their friends, their poker buddies, to people that run sections of the guild or businesses in the wards for them. I'm sure he would probably have a pretty good, better explanation for it. I don't know many of them personally. And he points to Amarok.
Okay, I'll join the conversation with this because I've actually been addressed.
Yeah. Well, do you have anything like you to add that I may have missed there, friend?
Dad. What do I know exactly? Like details that I could add.
Not a whole lot. He actually does seem to know his stuff pretty well, aside from the more specific details on your individual run-ins with the guild and your knowledge of the coin holders. You do know one thing that is wrong about that. Raw only has 4 coin holders.
I'll point that out to him.
Okay. Basically, even when it's come up before, he said his exact words were, "I barely trust 4 people as is. Think I could trust 5?"
Yeah, Raw.
Which you-
He's a bit.
Yeah, go ahead. And Corner's like, Well, Corner's like, okay. Which, you do know that his coin holders in particular are Mugen, who's the person that runs the guards in that ward. His secretary, who is named Myra. Yeah, Mugen's a guard captain. Myra is his secretary. Seymour is his 4th coin holder. And you know Seymour's official position is basically Rawl's feet on the ground.
Yeah, he's on the other side of the mountains.
Yeah. Well, currently you know he's actually was heading west, not back to the other side of the mountain. And the final coin holder is someone you haven't met yourself, but you know they own a magic shop in the research ward. Did I go out?
No? You good?
Oh, sorry.
My mic doesn't seem to be picking up like it should.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, I'll just let everyone know what I know then, I guess. Fill in any blank.
Well,
Corny kind of paused for a second, thinking, says, "That's interesting, because generally the position of having 5 coin holders to break ties and arguments and votes and stuff. I mean, That's part of the thing that went wrong with the smithing guild was all 5 of the masters were the coin holders at a guild.
Rawl's always been sort of outside the box, I guess you could say. He has his own little way of doing things. I mean, he's still alive and still running the guild, so he's doing something right.
That's fair. I've heard he's quite resilient when it comes to his lifespan.
Yeah. Good trick.
Marcus, were you going to say anything?
No, I didn't say anything.
Sorry, I heard you. He's like, oh, that's about all I could tell you about the area. Like I said, be careful. I wouldn't start any conversations with your ties to us. You being a human will actually give you an advantage there. All your races should actually give you an advantage there. There shouldn't really be any biases toward any of you there.
So I guess when we get there, we'll check out the ward and see what it looks like over there. Try to keep a low profile, and we'll report. It'll be easy since you don't have a guild, a messenger guild out here. It'll be easier to report back to your dad on what's going on.
Yeah, do that. Just preface it with I told him to give you that report. I'm sure he'll appreciate it.
All right.
I just want to get my head down, get this railroad fixed, and make sure everything goes smoothly. But I also don't want to drive the locomotive once we get it up and running to a city on fire. Which I doubt that would be the case. Metaphorical fire, I do say.
What? Well, yeah, we'll look into it for you, and then we'll check in with your dad. We'll see what he has to say, and we'll let him know that you told us to actually look into this.
I appreciate it. Well, I hope y'all take care then.
Well, you too, and
You know,
thank
I
you so
do.
much for the insight.
Oh, there's no trouble at all. You got any more questions, let me know, because I'm sure it's going to take him a while to do that. Corny leaves you to y'all's business and lets y'all finish your pancakes and just relax to the best of your abilities.
Okay. So in total, since I was listening to that and trying to work on looking at his gun too, that is a 19 to look his gun, like to take his gun apart and like to do it. I'm assuming I'm just using my tools for that.
Yeah, so I was going to let you add your proficiency bonus to that as well, so that would be a 22 actually.
No, I was adding it. It was a 14 plus my proficiency, which is 4 plus my other thing, which is I rolled a d4 for that. So in total, that would be a 19 based on what I rolled.
Okay. Oh, my bad. I was looking at the 14-year-old. Okay, so you do. Apologies. You were able to take it apart fairly easily. It's, Corny being a meticulous person, he is. In a Marine-like fashion, actually blindfolded you and made you take the gun apart and reassemble it multiple times to make sure you knew the ins and outs of it to the best of your ability.
I'll take some notes as I'm taking it apart, just so that I'll have that.
Yeah.
I may try to put one of these together for myself, but if we need to keep a further distance away, but I still prefer my pistol over a rifle.
Yeah, you think you could get a little more damage out of it, but the main advantage of it would definitely be the range factor of it. You see it's a nice long rifle. You see it has an actual bayonet attachment to it. It has some iron sights built into it. Knowing Keg's work, this is one of his finer models. And you see, you actually see at the very bottom of it, you see his insignia of a golden barrel.
It's been a while since I've seen some of his work this close, but and then I'll like put it back together and I'll hand it back to Corny.
Okay. The rest of y'all are kind of finishing your breakfast quietly, and Harper kind of speaks up. Well, that sucks. I was hoping to actually make some money as a bard in the fun district.
I mean, you could probably make some money while we're there. You just have to keep a lower profile on who you know.
Fair. Not like I look like a dwarf.
Also, it's not like they're not keeping people out of their district. It's just they're dealing with some political stuff right now. So you could go there, just go there promoting yourself.
The tension could work for business or work terribly if a civil war breaks out. I'm hoping a civil war doesn't break out. But that would make for a good story, though.
There you go. Adapt and overcome. If a war breaks out, profit from that.
You see, he actually... Luno, if you're passive insight, you see at the mention of that, he actually seems to go a little solemn at that, strange enough.
I will take note of that.
So
Yeah,
Wait, so I'm actually
In
back to the
particular-
area, not chasing after Maddie anymore?
I was assuming everyone was gathered up eating their pancakes.
That works.
Since that would have been important information for all y'all to know.
Yeah.
That'd been some long running too.
Yep. Yeah, y'all would have been going for a while. Just, he's telling this very story about the economic tensions growing, and then there's just the twins running behind him in the background. Just at random intervals passing. Yeah, basically. Right, so, yeah, you do notice, in particular when he mentions war profiteering, that's when his face kind of takes a...
Cyrus, interesting point there is that a lot of useful inventions were invented in wartime and then repurposed for other things. A little history there for you.
Oh yeah, I can understand that. Whenever there's a struggle, you have to, as I said, adapt and overcome.
But I also hope that one doesn't break out, especially inside of the city.
At least
Right now,
while
they're
we're
just
not
having-
there.
Right now, they're just having they're having a turf war, but it seems like it's already getting pretty bad.
Right. Yeah. At that point, Harper gets up and stretches like, well, shall we get ready for our journey then?
Yeah, if we have everything done here, and we should pack up and head out while we still have a good bit of daylight.
Alrighty. Shall we? And he kind of takes up some of the plates and takes them back over to Baskerville, and just the day's kind of spent while all the dwarfs are going off, getting ready to go to work, and most of them are saying their goodbyes to you. The dwarfs that recognize you in particular, Marcus, linger for a bit to talk to you for a bit and wish you well on your journey. All of you get packed up in your carriage, and as you leave, Corny calls out to you. Good luck on your journey. Take care.
You be
Always
safe
come
out
back
here
if you need to
too.
work.
Will do.
Thank
You
you.
be safe out here too.
Will do. Take care, cousin. And y'all
I'll-
ride off.
Yeah, I'll take my rifle position. near the front and just keep a lookout while we go along.
All right. In a similar manner to Cyrus, Harper just lays back in the carriage, just strumming away at his harp. I shall keep the nature noises away.
Nice to have someone else with a taste of music along for the ride.
Hey. And he looks to the twins. Of all the things y'all don't understand, y'all understand music, actually.
Wait, say that again?
Harper looks to the twins. Since y'all don't understand a lot of things, is music one of them things?
Not entirely.
That's depressing.
Tell me about it.
And I'd say that's a pretty good breaking point at the moment.
Alright.
Hello, welcome back, everybody. So, where we left off was everyone getting on the road after everyone discovering coffee, which the twins, after a period of time of sitting in the carriage, basically bouncing up and down on the seats, very tempted to say, "Are we there yet?" At random intervals.
Sounds right.
Yep.
Eventually, y'all then wake up and realize it's nighttime. Y'all crashed at some point.
So, guess we're taking the first watch.
Yep.
Which, where y'all are on the map. Yep.
Like, during our travels, can I look for... I'm trying to think of how to describe this. Just a smooth, about palm-sized stone. Oval-shaped or round, anything like that.
Alright, make a perception check.
Alright.
This will be base, because you're not smelling a flat rock.
Nope. That's a natural...
Are you sure?
I think he smelt the rock.
You
found all the
smelt the rock!
Well. Oh, God. Why do I get the good rolls on, like, just dumb stuff like this?
Literally, you probably
like,
didn't.
life or death situation rolling ones.
Literally, you probably didn't have to search for it. It's just like, oh, I need a rock, and then you look down. Oh, here's one.
Yeah, just the universe put them in my path. God. Oh goodness. So I'm assuming I find a stone then, or more than one.
You. I'm just thinking how to even describe a nat 20 stone. You find a stone that you think has Jesus' face on it.
Yeah.
No, you.
The most perfect rock ever.
Yep. One night at the camp, as you're digging up for a fire pit, you think, oh yeah, I need a rock. And you start to look around, and eventually you find a small creek bed, which you shift around a bit and find the perfect rock. You look at it and think it's perfectly flat, smooth, looks like it's been carved perfectly by weathering over time. You estimate if you tried to use this as a skipping rock, you'd probably get at least 15 skips out of it.
Yeah. Alright. Now that I have my perfect rock, I'm going to immediately deface it. I will carve the giant Stig rune on the rock. I'm gonna send you a picture of what it actually looks like here. It'll make sense later on. Just know I have a perfect rock with the Stig rune carved on it.
Alright,
that's all I got.
The nat 20 rock for war crimes later, got it?
Yeah.
Alright. Oh, that's pretty neat looking. I will post that on the socials later.
Okay.
Actually, what I might do is...
Yeah, you could put the link in chat, couldn't you? Or make a tweet about it, then post it. The link. Alrighty. So, it's a pretty smooth journey after that. You estimate the giants probably scared off most other predators that would be in the area, or made them their pets.
I do have a question. How many days are we out from the city altogether?
Y'all were 2 days out, actually.
When we have, like, if we're just going to be traveling there, when I think we have free time, I'm going to keep trying to work on making a cipher for the Arcane language that we have.
Okay. Alright, putting another on that. Alright.
Do I have to roll to see how well I do, or how?
If you had a significant amount of downtime, I'd say, but for right now, I'm just keeping track of how many days you're working on it.
All right.
So, you after the first days of travel, you notice the woods start to get less and less until the next day. You're in a mostly plain like area. Very familiar to what you were used to over the course of your journey. And after another day's journey, you find a town on the horizon. You see rolling hills just completely full of plantations and fields, all surrounded by pretty sizable fences. And you see instantly around the area, there's a decent bit of patrols going on. Amarok, you would recognize this as this is a town actually run by the Alchemist Guild. The Alchemist Guild itself pretty much owns this city. Y'all are officially in Merton territory now. Okay. And that being said, this is where they get their supply of moonflower from, and this plantation is said to be the biggest supplier of moonflower for healing potions in the entire continent. So this is a pretty heavily guarded area by the town. Pretty important resource.
Question: are they like checking wagons and stuff as they go into town?
We were getting to that, yes.
Oh, if I see that before we get too close, I will try to, without being seen, throw the dream dose I have on me away. and also, Harper, can you do me a favor real quick?
Yeah, what you need?
Put this in your pocket. And I put the metal that we're not supposed to have into his pocket.
He stares at it wide-eyed like, oh, bad boy now, aren't we?
Yeah, you got deep pockets. Just hold on to this real quick. Be cool about this, man. God.
And you thought the name wasn't fitting.
Give me that dream dose, though.
Yeah, I'll tuck the dream dose into his pocket too.
Hey, I'm keeping this.
Fine, I guess.
All the evidence on him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He runs.
Yeah.
Alright. Okay, so he as it does come up, you actually notice there is a bit of a line toward one of the outer fences where you see merchants are getting that. Instantly, Marcus, you have that little exchange as you're just putting stuff off of it. And as you all get there, there's two guards standing there. One you see a pretty heavily armored orc guard. The other one is a shorter halfling with a clipboard. And he's like, All right. Names and what do y'all? What's your business here?
What time of day was it when we got here? By the way.
It is getting closer to nighttime.
Evening. My name is Marcus Locke. I'm just part of this traveling group. We're adventurers. Just going from town to town.
Adventures, huh? Got any business or just aimlessly wandering?
Just kind of wanderers.
Mm-hmm. I see. What's your business in town then?
I mean, this is a big city. We thought we could resupply on stuff, and take a look around. It's a big city, so.
Make a persuasion check real quick.
Ooh.
Nice. He kind of looks all over. That's fair. What do you got in the cart? Any contraband items? Anything we should know about?
That's our traveling gear. Nothing in our cart, but you can look at it. I mean, our cart isn't big, really. So it's like cramped with all of us in it, right?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Just a precaution, sure. Shirley? And the orc's just... And you see the orcish female kind of get closer and starts looking around. You see she actually smells the air, like... Won't smell any drugs. I guess Shirley? Yeah, And Shirley kind of looks to y'all. Please hand me your packs if you would.
I hand her my pack.
Yeah.
Right. Hand you yours, she sorts through like tradesman. Goes through yours, go through Amarok's. She kind of cocks an eyebrow at yours, Amarok. Just all your
various vials of everything.
Yeah. In particular, she kind of pops the cork on one and sniffs like occupation.
I guess agent for Alchemist Guild.
Where's your guild membership card?
DM, do I have a guild membership card?
You actually do.
Okay. I'll pass it to her then. Take out all my, proof of insurance and everything.
Hey. She kind of cocks an eyebrow and looks at you. She kind of goes over to the halfling and kneels down and whispers to him for a little bit. Like, yeah. She's like, alright. And she hands it back to you.
Thank you. Tuck it away.
Okay. And at that point, they go over to Harper and sticks a hand out. Then he's just and he hands the bag, and they're like, "Anything else on you?" And he just pats his coat, and he's like, "See, nothing else on me." It's like, all right. And goes over each of your packs as well, and seeing there's nothing really to hide amongst the rest of you, she's like, "They're clean." He's kind of like, "All right, enjoy your stay. Don't make any trouble, and have a nice time."
We won't, but I also had a question. Would there be a place that we could potentially get a bigger wagon? It's quite uncomfortable in our smaller one. Also, a place that we could possibly, if we get a bigger wagon, we probably need another horse as well to help pull it.
I'd say to Merton, you'd definitely be able to. Here, we don't do much in the sell wagons. Got a repair shop for them. That's about it. Mainly, it's just plants, and that's about it.
Oh well. I'll handle it later then, I guess.
All right. Take care. Sorry, couldn't be a help, sir.
No, that's fine.
Y'all make your way in town, and as you get past the gate, it kind of shifts in tone a bit. It kind of reminds you of some of the other towns you have passed as you've gone through the Emerald Expanse. It seems like a pretty simple farming town. It's not far from the border, so it has a similar tone to it. A good chunk of the populace is humans and halflings. But interesting, y'all notice there's a fair amount of people that actually seem to have. That you notice look like humans, except they have horns. And when you look down at their lower end, they have furry legs.
I don't imagine any of us would have seen people like. Oh, I don't know. I don't think Marcus would have.
Yep. I'm pretty sure none of y'all have actually been around a satyr before. No.
It's part of the general aesthetic in this town. I didn't realize this. Didn't realize the city was more like down to earth. No one shaves their legs here.
It keeps you warm during the winter. We are more further up north.
Yeah, but I mean, I get it, but they're very proud about it. Like, not even covering.
All natural, all the time. Okay.
Are we sure that we're not like somewhere out in the woods? I mean, this getting a bit of a kind of a hippie vibe coming from this town.
We found the commune. We found the rainbow people. Oh.
Y'all making your way in town. In particular, one kind of flags you down like, welcome, travelers. Are y'all need a place to stay?
Yes, we should suggest a local inn, I guess.
Aye, my cousin has an inn known as the Wildflower. It's 1 block down to the left.
Oh, thank you. Your name is?
Oh, Clarence.
Hello, Clarence.
Hello.
We'll tell your cousin you sent us.
Oh, I'll see you there later. I was just heading there myself.
All right. See you later on, Clarence.
Later, traveler. Okay. As all of you travel around, you eventually do come across a little town square. Come across a little town square. And you do see the sign instantly. I see this big floral sign stretched out on the building that says Wildflower on it. You see, it seems to actually be made out of living plants. You see, each of the letters seems to all be grown out of roots and vines that have seemed to all be tied in such a way, but all seem to be living plants.
My word, we are in a commune.
And outside of it, you actually do see a few people just kind of drinking and making merry as you see some outside patio furniture. There is more of these hairy-legged people here. And as you approach, you hear, "Hello, friends! Glad you made it." As you see, Clarence is now there as he's tying an apron around his waist as he's coming out.
Oh, you're rather fast, Clarence. You got here before we did.
Oh, yes. Oh, we got quite quick legs, we do.
Mm-hmm.
And as he gets closer, you do notice not only are they hairy, that his hooves are actually cloven. His feet are actually cloven.
Well, Clarence, mind showing us around your lovely tavern?
Oh, I'd love to. First, if you will, I can take your horse and put them in the stable.
Very well. I'll hand him the reins to the horse, and then I'll put a silver piece in his hand.
Oh, thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. I'll make sure your horse is treated greatly. He takes the horse around, and after setting him up with you see a halfling stable hand in there. He turns around. He's like, "Come, come. Let us get you a fine drink and a nice, relaxing time." Now, may I suggest the aroma tonic? It's a pretty popular drink around here.
The aroma tonic?
Yes, yes. Quite the flavorful, tasty wine. It's actually a wine made of the moonflower itself.
Oh, all right. It's a local drink, so I'm up for it. What about the rest of you? Minus those two. I particularly point to Winds.
Mm-hmm. Harper's like, "Oh yes, two, please."
I'll actually pass on this one, but thank you.
Right.
Might as well. I'm curious to see what the moonflower wine tastes like.
He rubs his hand together. Great, great. Would you like outdoor, indoor seating?
Just I'm up for indoor seating.
Wonderful, wonderful. All right. And he ushers all of you inside, and inside it's a pretty lively place. You see, there's a band playing. In particular, it's it's one more of these cloven-hoofed folk playing a pair of panpipes, and you see a human singing, playing a tambourine. And he's like, he goes like, "Oh, Sandra, we have guests." And you see an older satyr turn around. You see, in particular, his horns have curled back like an older ram's would. Not to a crazy degree, but a little bit. You see, he's got a gray, bushy goatee and a bald head. He has a pretty bright smile with bright green eyes. He's like, welcome, friends." And Clarence kind of runs behind the bar real quick, pours y'all some glasses, then leads y'all to a table. And Cinder kind of comes over as he's serving the drinks, like, "Welcome to our humble little shop, friends. In particular, you, Mr. Amarok. It is good to see you."
Howdy. It's good to be here. I hadn't been here in such a long time.
Oh, yes, it has been quite some time. Remember when Mr. Seymour brought you in? Oh, none of our folks have seen anything like you before.
Well, I can honestly say this.
I imagine your people, aside from the dwarfs, don't see many things as hairy as us.
No, hair in general is unique. So.
Right. Unfortunate. Quite keeps you warm in the winter. You would not realize how mobile you could be not wearing pants.
Interesting.
I don't know what to do with that information.
So you'd best stop. You're giving that one ideas.
He laughs like, "Oh, not in public, please, but what you do out in the woods stays in the woods, as us fond folks say. Just don't have too many of them." He looks to see Cyrus not drinking any. "Okay, never mind. You should be fine unless you're just that much of a deviant."
You'd be surprised.
Oh, you kidder. I guess us Fae folk just can't help it, right?
Ah, you know it.
Indeed, indeed. But yeah, all Clarence has set all your glasses out on the table in front of y'all.
Clarence, being that this is the local brew, what type of food would you suggest pairs well with this?
Yes. In particular, we got a fruit basket meal that would accompany this very well tonight.
Wait, a fruit basket meal?
Yes, yes. It's something you can order for your table.
Is it a basket of fruit?
Yes.
All right.
But
Sure.
in meal form.
The fruit basket is actually a 2-pound steak.
right.
Sure. We'll have a fruit basket meal for the table then.
All right. And Cinder's like, all right. Hey, he kind of waves to Clarence. Grab them basket and grab him a bottle, please. They're friends. And Clarence like, oh, it's like, yes, they're friend of Rawls. Clarence like, oh, right away, and he literally runs away to get it. I'm going to say in particular, he goes, you see he goes over and whispers to him, and Luna, you are able to notice this. Because of your feet, reading his lips, you hear him say, we want to get on his good side, which is a very hard thing to do. Make sure these people have the best night of their life. I will pay them tab. And Clarence like, okay. That's why I sought him out. I was keeping an eye out for Goliath, and he's like, yes, good job.
Wow, I actually have clout somewhere.
Yeah, runs off. And that also kind of clicked. Make an intelligence check real quick, Amarok.
Oh no. Oh yeah, I'm good at that. Good.
Well, honestly, I'd say for the people deeply paying attention, Marcus and Cyrus, y'all can make one as well.
I got a 20.
Okay.
Oh, he gets this, never mind.
I was about to say, is it needed?
No, it's not needed. It instantly kind of clicks in your head where it's like, huh, this is unusual. You should get weird looks everywhere. Then you remember, there's an open spot for the coin holder position.
Oh.
To try and get
Okay,
that spot.
Oh goodness, yeah, everybody's gonna be buttering me up.
So while
Just gonna enjoy this.
while Clarence is gone and none of the wait staff is near our table. Okay, so I didn't want to ask this while Clarence around. It seems like a very rude question to ask. What are they? I mean, they have hairy legs, cloven hooves, and horns. Amarok, do you know?
It's just other little goat people. You're all strange little things. Yeah, they just here.
Yeah. At that point, Harper speaks up like, no, they're from the Feywild. They're one of the tribes around here. They're called satyrs. Fawn is what some people call them as well. An all male part goat race. Well, not all are male, you know, but for the vast majority.
Mostly male. Got it.
Yes, yeah.
All right. Well, okay, that clears that up for me. I was feeling a bit weird how they were just throwing around terms that I thought that they seemed like we should know, but like fawn and all that, I just didn't know what was going on, really. Didn't want to ask the question. It seemed rude.
Well, you're one of the mountain folk, aren't you, Marcus? There's a lot of weird things down here.
I can see that. Since coming down here, I've seen all sorts of weird things.
Yeah. You were with the centaurs, weren't you? Think of them like the centaurs. They're one of the traveling nomad races, but in particular, some have settled down in areas like this.
Oh, are they dragon killers too?
No. They're mostly bards and champion drinkers.
Oh, well, cool. because when I was with the Centaurs, they kind of just acted like that was a casual thing. Oh, my leader killed the dragon and wore its pelt.
If I remember right, you knew Dragonus, who is known to be a pretty intense centaur, even by their standards.
Well, yeah, she was. She was intense, but caring.
I didn't get close enough to ask. And Luna, do you actually share that info that you got?
Did she cut out?
I think she did. I haven't heard from her in a second. I was surprised she didn't say anything when she got that.
What?
There she is.
Yeah, I thought that you cut out for a sec.
Oh, I might have for a second.
Yeah, I haven't heard anything from you for a little bit. That's why I was asking if you shared that information about what you read their lips for.
Their lips. Wait, what?
Oh, did you miss that?
I'm gonna say yes, I did. If I didn't hear it, so yeah.
One thing you caught is while they're walking away, the older centaur older satyr grabs his cousin and whispers in his ear, "Look, this is a friend of Rawls. Treat him the best you possibly can. Okay? Oh, okay. It's like, give him whatever you want. I will cover the bill later." Like, oh, okay. And then apparently they were keeping an eye out for him to actually show up. So yeah.
Okay.
You caught that information with your ability to read lips.
Forgot I had that ability, but okay, yeah.
Mhm.
I haven't had to use it before.
Yeah.
Just kind of like,
Sandy, what
Yeah.
happens?
yeah. I just kind of mutter that to Maddie.
Okay, just her.
Well, I would. Well, I mutter it to her, and can she answer?
Did she cut out?
Are both the twins out?
It sounded like hers was cutting out right then.
How hard did the coffee hit y'all?
They're crashing hard.
So hard it affected our mics.
Right now,
Transdimensional crash here.
Hello?
Hey, we
Oh, I
Yes,
can
we're
hear you
here.
now.
Right.
Yay.
Yeah, did you catch all that?
No.
Did you wait? What did you catch? Like, you didn't catch what I said, or did you catch what
I-
he said that I caught?
I didn't catch what you said.
I just said that I kind of just mutter that to you.
Okay. Then I didn't catch what he said as well.
about
It's just
the-
about what I read. Like I was able to read their lips. There's the two. Oh my gosh, I want to call
the two
satyrs.
satyrs.
Yes, I want to say.
Oh.
I want to say the other. I want to say the other creatures that we saw before.
Yeah.
But yeah, like he just says that the two satyrs basically said they were looking out for Emerald, right?
Yeah.
They were looking out for Amarok, and that like cover anything that we order and everything.
Ah, so they're trying to suck up.
Seems
Yeah.
like it. At that point, I kind of asked Amarok, why would they be sucking up to you?
Because I know Raw, and they think I can do something about that, get them in positions of power.
Fun.
I mean, that kind of works out for us. I mean, it means that they'll treat us right while we're here. But at the same time, I mean, you know, Raw, but I guess maybe you could potentially convince him into, but
You can talk
It
to
work-
Raw. You can't tell Raw.
But you are saying that they're going to cover our meals, possibly?
Yeah, I just look at Cyrus and I'm like, I want to abuse this.
Would I ever abuse anything like this?
Yes.
But it's a golden opportunity. It's
I
not
mean, based on
abuse
the-
when the opportunity's given to you right into your lap.
Also, Cyrus, based on the lessons you've been giving me about appraisal, you've pretty much taught me to abuse situations like this.
It's called opportunities like this.
So what I'm gathering here is they're gonna bring some menu, and we're just gonna hand it back to them and say yes.
Okay.
But
Well,
I
one
mean,
thing y'all notice is Harper actually isn't there.
so he was able to sneak away.
Well, Luna, with your passive perception, instantly clicks. You hear his voice in the background saying, "Yes, that's my best friend over there, Amarok, the big old tough fella to Goliath. He was demanding 2 bottles of whiskey. Also, what's the dessert you have on the house?"
I just face table.
Mm. Well, Cyrus,
Spite.
it looks like Harper already beat you to it.
Well, this is even better. I'm not even involved.
Harper comes back and he just he just slides a bottle in his pocket and sets one on the table, and then he's like, "Look, they have these little umbrellas for your drinks."
We're
We're putting
indoors.
we're putting a lot of stock on these drinks. I'm gonna sip the wine that they brought us and see how it tastes.
Okay, it's not the best tasting wine you ever had. It's definitely a very hearty one, but something about it kind of energizes you. You feel good about it. And if you're missing a hit point, you would roll a d4 to add it back to you.
Oh, I feel invigorated by this. This is it's not great in terms of flavor, but it's very energizing.
It's cough medicine, pretty much, is what I'm getting.
Well,
Can I try to
you
sneak?
know,
I try to sneak some of the wine away from Marcus just to try it.
Make a sleight of hand check.
Hold on a second, I gotta get to that.
I mean, if you're trying to sneak it away from me, you don't have a hard thing to do if it's going off of my passive perception.
Yeah, you have to beat a 10.
Is there any way I
Oh,
could
don't
whistle and
jinx it.
inspire her?
Sure, you can.
Yes.
Being the person you are, go ahead.
Yes. You have inspiration. You have bardic
It's not
inspiration.
Just start with. It's the Mission Impossible theme in the background. You
Hey,
whistling that?
That's a 15. Just normal.
Now, the other question though is, Amarok was
You
also
got it.
stopping. Amarok was also stopping her from drink, so I don't know what his passive perception is either.
It's 15.
Oh, so you met it. You met it, so technically you beat it then.
Yeah.
You know what? They're young adults. They've been through plenty. I'm just gonna let it happen. I'm just gonna stare at it the whole time, but I'm gonna let it happen.
Anyway,
Marcus
you don't
doesn't-
see it.
Marcus doesn't even notice, not even close to noticing.
Yeah.
I
And at
think
that-
Amarok.
God.
I think Amarok notices it, but just like last minute, just like, okay.
So they brought us a bottle of this wine. That could be useful.
Okay. Oh yeah, and Harper sets a bottle of whiskey on the table as well. I got us some, got us some good old from the Merton itself. Merton itself, some Firestorm whiskey.
That sounds like something I've heard of. Is it something that I've heard that Marcus has heard of?
Yes, it's one of the few whiskeys from down below that's actually pretty popular up in the mountains.
Okay, then yes, he sampled this whiskey before.
And also around that time, they set a cake on the table as well, and Harper was like, Yes, the great Rawl thanks you for this.
I'm just gonna be watching him, just like, what are you doing? Just.
He's like, then he puts a hand on your shoulder. I love you, buddy.
And here I was worried about Cyrus.
Yeah. And Luna, you have successfully stolen your sip. It doesn't taste as good as you think it would.
Roll a
Added.
Constitution save.
Does Maddie notice her take a sip?
What's your passive perception?
It is.
I think yours is pretty high.
Let's see. Surprisingly, it's not.
I think yours is a 14 or something like that.
Yeah.
Okay, so you get away with it. Except you get away with it.
No one noticed.
I'm going to say Cyrus noticed for lore's sake, but yeah.
Cyrus also wouldn't stop you, but
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
He probably slipped it to her, and she
Yeah.
thought she stole it.
but
I stole it, but he probably just like distracted anyone.
but well, actually, if we could get more of this wine for the road, that would be useful.
Harp's like, oh, that's coming, don't worry.
Oh god.
And around that time, Clarence comes out and he's got a big old tray around him. You see this, you see it's a big old basket woven tray that he sets down, and you see it's a tray completely full of sliced fruit, all impaled with toothpicks, all of, like different colors, shapes, and varieties. Like, here you go, one fruit baskets, one bottle, and more glasses. Is there anything else I can get you, Mr. Amarok?
Honestly, I think this will do us for a bit. I appreciate it.
Oh, okay, great. Just let me know. I'll be right over there if you need me. Any tune you'd like the band to play?
Surprise me. You can ask them too. They know music better than I do.
Any suggestions,
Oh,
Harper?
Y'all know some good old giant music? And Clarence just, you see like a visible sweat drop, like, let me check. And he goes over to the bank.
Hey, quick question.
Yeah.
Am I able to put Marcus's cup like back over to him?
I'll say with your sleight of hand success, you were able to sip it and put it back without none being the wiser.
Yay! It was horrible.
Oh god.
I did it.
It's now between you and your deity now. You said it
It's
sounds
fine.
successful. And if you open your senses again, you're just hear Clarence whispering, hey, guys, y'all know any giant music? And you just hear, what? You know, like some good old giant tales or something? I know a song Slaying a Dragon. Clarence like, no. I guess just play louder. And they look between each other. That's not really what we do. Well, just try it, okay? And you notice the music gets a little louder, actually.
I start laughing at the suggestion of playing louder.
yeah,
You
that's
just see the guy in the panpipes.
yeah, that's giant music, loud music, just louder music.
Yeah, big and loud. I love this. I come into the town like, I'm gonna be nice to everybody, and then just before I can even do that, I'm automatically just the demanding butthole.
Harper's already a few shots in, just, what?
So, before we get too far gone, we had business we were doing, and had business we were going to do in this town potentially. So this is this not? We could potentially find Rawl here, or no?
He would be in like the main city, Free Cities Martin.
True.
You know him to very rarely leave unless it's something very important.
Yeah, he has his workshop set up just the way he likes it. He don't really like to leave it. So I doubt we'll find him here. You can ask around, see if he's passed through, but it's a very slim.
Well, we were told to look into the political affairs of the main city, so I guess for now we could take it easy a little bit. Also, just the general, how big was this city look, this particular city?
Pretty, not like a building-wise huge, but land-wise pretty big, since it does encompass some plantations and such.
You know what? Now that we have a little bit of downtime, there's something I want to do that I haven't done in a while. Be a little bit of fun to have while we're in town.
What you have in mind?
Did anyone else have any business they wanted to handle while we were in town, though, before we talk of fun?
I'd like to do a little bit of shopping, restock on some things, see what they have to offer.
We probably should restock on rations.
Yeah,
This
that's
is-
the thing.
Yeah.
This is the alchemist town, so I could potentially find some particular ingredients that'd be harder to find elsewhere.
Yeah. That's what
So-
they're known for here.
So let's handle business first. Let's get business out of the way, get all our business packed up, and then just kind of enjoy ourselves then. While we're here anyway. We're gonna probably leave out tomorrow.
Yeah, that
since
works.
we're trying to get to the main city. Well, Amarok, I mean, you spent more time here. Got any suggestions on shops?
It's been years back, and it was just passing through like us. I didn't get to see the city much. But, damn, what would I know is here?
In particular, one thing you have of note, there is an actual alchemist supply shop that it sells some supplies way cheaper than you can get them about anywhere else on the continent. In particular, when it comes to healing potion supplies. They're not the best in the means for other alchemist supplies, but when it comes to just the pure plant raw materials, they're pretty good.
Okay. Would there be like a armory or a smith or anything like that, general store? Just a rundown of all possibilities.
There is a general store, and other than that, you pretty much have to talk to the actual town militia to see what supplies they may be able to give you when it comes to the supplies and stuff.
I did have a question. Oh, sorry.
Go ahead.
I was just asking, is there a fireplace in this current building?
There is.
Okay. It's just something I'll potentially do when we leave, but what were you saying?
Like the main thing you're gonna find here are alchemy ingredients. It's their main staple, their main export. Ain't gonna be much else. They do one thing very well.
I mean, that's fine by me. I'm pretty decent at alchemy myself, though I use it for more volatile means normally, but alchemical ingredients are good. If we can potentially find some things, then. I was looking for some ingredients.
I guess we'll shop around for a little bit.
And it was night when we got to this town, right?
It was getting later in the evening. Yeah, it was just getting dark.
so they might be closed then.
Well,
we can-
it was already kind of getting dark because I forgot to mention there were some clouds rolling in, like it may rain soon.
Yeah, more lightning.
Well,
Yeah.
well, I mean, we can go and check. They may be closed, but we can still go and check.
Okay.
Before
Around
we
that time, Clarence appears. Oh, did I hear you needed something?
Yes, we were thinking about doing some shopping, and we were just. Well, what is the general time that shops close around here?
Generally, around nightfall is a good time for it. Usually around this time is when people would already be heading home.
So we should probably wait till the morning then to do our shopping then. But
It
I
would
mean,
be
also,
a good time, yes.
also, we were in the need of rooms.
Oh, of course, of course. Is there any particular room order y'all would like?
Well,
Like,
how many?
when it comes to staying with each other.
Well, normally those two tend to share a room, but normally it's not an option. We're not in a situation where we have an option to have separate rooms for everyone. How many rooms do you have?
Oh, we have enough room for each of you. Don't worry.
Mm.
The two of you would like
out somebody.
Oh, y'all would like a room together, and Harper speaks up. I would like a room to myself. Oh, okay. Harper would like myself. For the tiefling. All right. If there's no one volunteering to bunk together, I will get each of you an individual room.
Harper,
what about-
now you're hurting my feelings. We're such good friends, and you don't want to stay in the same room as I.
My sister and
I
I
just-
want to share a room.
Okay, wonderful.
Yeah.
And Harper's like, my friend, you know how bad I snore. It keeps you up at night.
Oh,
You-
nonsense! I'm a heavy sleeper. Come on, we've traveled the road together.
Question: Is he does he actually snore since we've been traveling together for 2 days?
No, he's pretty quiet when he sleeps.
He dug this hole and all that, so he's gonna. He made his bed, now he's gonna sleep in. That's the word.
I mean, it's kind of weird that you're. It's kind of interesting that you're offering your bed for him to sleep in, but you know.
Hey, if I'm not in my bed, same
Oh,
room.
to each his own.
He looks to Clarence. The best suite in the house for two perfectly platonic friends. Best friends, of that matter.
Actually,
With
Well,
a cheese plate sent to the room.
with that in mind, why don't we just have a slumber party?
No.
I'm also going to veto that. I would prefer to have my own room since we've been sharing space a lot while we travel on the road. I do like to have my room when I can. But but then it's like Cyrus, I was potentially going to do something this afternoon if you were on board with it.
I mean,
Just a little,
most
just a little
likely.
bit of fun. Just a little bit of fun while we're in town.
If you promise it's fun, then definitely.
All right. But yes, I would like my own room.
Can do.
I wait until the guy walks away, and I'm just like, Marcus, you and the word fun and Cyrus all in the same sentence does not bode well.
Oh no.
What trouble have I caused that you would even
Squirrels.
think? That wasn't okay. That wasn't my fault.
Hey, Harper speaks up. I have heard from the twins an incident about a rabbit.
Okay, everyone, every single time, they will never let me live it down. I make one mistake.
One very big mistake. And
Also-
very obvious mistake.
And also, I
Didn't
wasn't
you-
involved in that one, so why am I here?
Because you're Cyrus. You're you.
Didn't the two of you nearly shoot a druid?
Okay.
Does
Let
the
me
two
throw
of us
this-
have a gun? No.
Let me in my defense, I've never seen someone transform into a deer before. So I was just out in the woods hunting. A deer walks up to me. I'm like, okay, free food and pelts.
I mean, we did have a druid friend that turned to a bear once. And she did turn to a bunny at one point.
Yeah, fair. But I don't normally meet druids on a daily basis to where what, am I supposed to assume that every animal I run into is potentially a druid in disguise?
Yes.
This-
Every animal could be a druid. I say with like a shocked expression. Just wide-eyed. But in use, yes.
At this point, you notice Harper's like completely digging into the fruit basket. Like, y'all really not taking advantage of the golden opportunity we've been given in this town.
That's what I keep telling them.
I mean, I'm fine with it. I just don't want to push our luck too far. We don't want to get our names out there too bad. Again, we potentially, is anyone like watching us right now?
You make a perception check real quick.
Oh, grand. Here we go.
I figure as long as I'm sitting with all of y'all, all eyes are on us.
Whoa! Okay.
You see their souls.
For a
Is that like the
second.
third nat 20 tonight, and there's been like 5 rolls total?
Yeah.
For a second, there was a moment of clarity in Marcus's head. He has never experienced this.
You just, you notice Harper has been trying to hype everyone up to party. You take a shot with him, and it's kind of like that moment where the drink hits you and instantly you become more aware of your surroundings. You look around, you see Clarence looking at you, you see Syndra looking at you, you see the musicians are still looking at you as they're playing louder than they normally would. You just hear the tambourine going.
Well, I try to put my back to most of them, and I'll whisper this part. By the way, we are potentially going to be looking to something that's pretty a touchy subject right now when we get to the next town over. We don't want to draw too much attention to ourselves, because then they could probably send word back, and we would have people watching us when we go into town.
But you see, that's sometimes the best way to be hidden. In plain sight.
That is not true at all, not even slightly.
I mean...
Look how we are being treated in this inn. I don't want to leave you just to see if we live like kings in Burton.
Remember, the only reason you're living like a king right now is because of him, and I point to Emerald.
I'm offended. I consider myself quite royal.
You, sir, are a pauper. Shush.
Gee, so all right, more shade. Get used. Hey, Harper.
I can't hear
Harper,
you over drowning the sorrows.
Also, Harper, I want you to take that energy and compress it down, because you're going to be traveling with us. So they like to throw shade randomly. Actually, generally, we like to throw shade randomly.
Oh, it's just a bard pastime, and he holds up a hand to Cyrus.
Yeah. Sometimes I cast shade.
That's a spell?
I mean, I've seen him pull a sword out of literal darkness and nothing.
Oh. And he kind of like, oh, I know that one. That's, he kind of squints a bit, and he's like, okay, whatever.
But anyway, back to the topic at hand. I personally have done nothing while currently in your visual that has been seen as suspect that would warrant you being worried about my actions.
See, the way you just carefully worded that shows that you've done something.
Not while traveling with you, I haven't. No, I haven't.
You still worded that so carefully.
Like a man that shouldn't have anything to hide since we're living with the royal Amarok himself.
I promise that I will be on my best behavior while in this town. Well, you don't believe that for a second. I don't know what your insight. I don't know what your insight is.
Can I please roll for insight? Can I please roll for insight?
Your passive insight beats that.
My passive insight beats that.
Everyone's passive insight beats that. Marcus's passive insight instantly goes off and says, "Oh, I shouldn't have said that."
Instantly says, "I'm an idiot."
It's like, crap, I worded my genie wishes wrong. Now they'll know something's up.
It's like,
So-
wait, maybe I shouldn't explain more. I'll just keep my thoughts safe inside my mind. Marcus, you said that out loud.
How much alcohol have you had again, Marcus?
Very little, actually. He hasn't done a whole lot of drinking since being here. Maybe like a glass.
You notice most of drinking and eating's been done by Harper.
He's gonna get us in trouble.
Yes.
As I said to all of you, I will be on my best behavior, and then Marcus will begin to walk up to his room. Cyrus, I will see you later on.
I'll make sure that he doesn't get in too much trouble.
You both are the ones that are likely to get in trouble. If he gets in trouble, you're gonna be the one helping him.
Exactly. Would you want him to get even worse trouble without my supervision?
I think he would get in worse trouble.
I think he has a better chance of hopefully escaping it with you, but he still has an excellent chance of getting into a lot of trouble with you.
Either way, I don't want to miss it. It could be fun.
Just don't have people coming after us with pitchforks and torches.
I mean, that might be the
No,
best option.
Don't.
Better
None.
than guns. Big guns.
I don't. Just Marcus's cup still beside me.
Yeah.
I mean, it's empty.
Throw it.
I drunk.
Yeah, I know. I throw it at Cyrus.
Instantly, Clarence appears and sets another glass next to you.
Thank you, Clarence.
Oh, sorry about that, ma'am.
Thank you, Clarence.
Also, here are
Look at
your
my
keys
silver.
for the evening.
Thank you.
Yeah, he gives one key to Luna and Maddie. He gives one to Amarok and Harper, and gives to the Marcus and Cyrus.
All right.
And it's like, if you ever need room service, just holler for us.
Ah, will do. Thank you so much, Clarence.
Okay.
Oh, it is no trouble at all.
Just look at Maddie and I'm like, I don't know whether to follow them, make sure they don't get into trouble, or also just to watch and see what the heck they plan on doing.
You can't beat them, join them.
You are also a bad influence.
Yes.
Just not as bad as him, and I point to Cyrus.
I'm very proud of you.
Not encourage her.
Is it sad that I'm also the oldest person in the party?
You
Yeah, how
are.
old are you again?
God, how old was I again? I think I was 35.
I think you were. You are
Yeah.
the oldest person.
Followed by
Yeah.
Amarok, followed by me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When that's still probably mid-20s for a half-elf.
Yeah?
So technically, you are older. You are the oldest. Personality, you're actually around the same age as Marcus.
Personality, I'm probably more immature than the twins.
So
The twins, you were like an uncle who's a bad influence.
Yes, I
Yep.
am the uncle that is a bad influence.
Yep.
So later on, when I think everyone's asleep, I'll go and collect Cyrus.
Yes.
With my passive perception, do I hear this?
I shall. I mean, I would stealth and try to not wake you all up, but let's see how that goes.
Let's go over that real quick as everyone starts to bed down for the evening. Instantly Harper is downed like a good bit of the bottle himself. And at that point, he just leans over on Amarok. Carry me to our room, best friend. And he looks to you like with a sober look on his face and winks.
Alright, I'm just gonna bridle carry him up. Oh, God.
It's like, oh, he looks just like, he just has a look on his face like, yep, he's really doing this.
Oh, God.
You'll see all that walk away, and at that point, just Clarence like, oh, they're so cute. And he looks to the rest of you like, all y'all have a lovely evening. And the rest of you kind of make your way to your room.
Wait, why did it roll? I don't know why it rolled that, but yeah, I am tired.
Mm.
Gonna catch some sleep.
Okay, that's lovely. You have good evening, sir.
You have a great night, Clarence.
Oh, I will have a lovely evening, y'all as well. And all of you go up to your rooms that evening. At that point, as soon as you get to your room, Amarok Harper just hops out of your arms like, oh my god, you actually did that.
You're gonna learn a lesson about using people's names to your advantage one day. Now, come on, honey.
I'm sure I will, but I never said I was a good person.
Oh, God. But yeah, you sleep over there.
You just point to the room and y'all both look. You notice there's literally 3 beds in a room, 2 that have been pushed together from front to back to literally create one long bed for you, Amarok. And you see one smaller bed just over there, and then he's like, yeah, I guess the smaller one's for me.
Yeah, seems like you ran ahead to prepare this.
Yeah,
Oh, God.
they're taking it seriously. It's a good thing you are decent persons you are. Good lord, I didn't realize Rawl's name carried such weight to it.
You know, honestly, I didn't either. This is just all kinds of fun game.
Indeed. Alright, then Luda and Maddie, y'all get bedded down in your room. Which you see, pretty nicely decorated room as well. Just pretty standard room. You notice there's some complimentary water in there.
Well, that's
It
new.
looks like some pretty comfy rooms.
Hey, not the ground.
Yeah.
So both y'all just bed down like it is, or y'all got anything else y'all like to do?
Keep an ear out for Marcus.
Yeah.
Madge, like, he's up to something.
Absolutely. If he
Does that
wants
mean we're
Cyrus,
joining him?
you're following them.
So we're not joining.
Not officially.
Oh, okay.
You are
Well,
not
I'm
getting
just gonna
involved
watch
with
the show.
Cyrus. If Marcus wants Cyrus involved, it's not good. We don't want to be involved with them. But I do want
But
to
it
watch the
sounds
design.
so fun.
I'm gonna hurt you. And you're my twin, I can do that.
Doesn't mean it'll actually hurt.
Well, for a
I'm
second,
used to your beatings.
I will go out tomorrow and find the heaviest book I can find and just smack you with it.
I think you've already did that.
Probably, but you know what? I can try again.
Because there was that book. Oh. Yeah, no. I don't think there's a book bigger than that one.
Which book was that? The Elvish Dictionary?
Yes.
Yeah. That was funny.
Yeah. But joke's on you, sister. I have got faster.
Only with the coffee.
You'll see some real speed.
No. Actually, I don't.
Come
Only
at with
this-
a book and you will.
Are you just gonna materialize coffee and just chug that and just run?
Probably, yeah. Just have emergency coffee
Turns
on
out she
standby.
stole the boots.
That's what I was thinking. Is like, imagine if she had the boots.
Yeah.
Flashpoint.
Yeah.
Oh dang it! I can't even ask her that because I wouldn't even have thought of that.
Alright.
Um,
So y'all just have your little sibling bickery, and are y'all listening out for Cyrus and Marcus?
Well, I am.
Yeah.
Okay. Cyrus and Marcus, what is y'all's plan for the evening?
okay, so when Marcus gets to his room, he shuts the door. Then he stands behind the door, looks at his pocket watch, and waits for an hour when he thinks that everyone will be asleep.
As you
Then-
do it, you go into your room, and as you do, you get settled in there. You start sitting there and waiting. You hear thunder rumbling outside.
Hmm.
It seems the weather has actually come in, and every now and then the sky lights up a bit. The subtle hints of lightning flashing in the distance.
Rock's awake.
Eventually, an hour does pass, but as you do, a steady rainfall has seemed to start outside.
Well, I'm not canceling it now. I'm gonna say I'm. So I will try to stealth out of my room and go to Cyrus's room.
Okay. As you're walking out, you just hear mumbling from the Wonder Rooms. Amarok, get him to stop the storm with your clout.
I just throw a pillow at him.
You just hear a muffled
Dang it.
from the other room.
I mean,
Uh,
to be fair, you're actively listening, so it would be like an active perception, I guess. But that's my stealth.
21.
So, perception.
We go ahead and roll for perception.
I'll say so, yeah.
Oh,
19. Alright, now for Maddie's.
So, Maddie is knocked out. She has finally fallen asleep. She
Oh,
has like
gosh.
drool.
Luna, you went through the delicate process of you chugged your water, you placed the glass against the door and put your ear against it. You're just like, hey Maddie, can you? And you look over, Maddie's fast asleep. Like, all right, Marcus, you have made it to Cyrus's room.
I lightly knock on Cyrus's door.
I was already waiting. I was like, hi.
Huh. Hey, Cyrus. So, I'm thinking that tonight is a great night to try some things out. I've been working on some things, and now I'm trying to see how they work in tandem with one another.
Okay.
I could use some assistance.
Oh,
So-
you know I'm always happy to help.
So follow me, and like I'll go to walk outside the tavern,
Okay.
and I'll look around. How heavy is like the guard presence right now?
What's y'all's passive perception?
Mine is 10.
Mine is 12.
I forgot it's such a perceptive party. Then there's the two of you.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm the investigating guy, not the perceptive person.
I'm the
I
deceptive
do need
person.
you to make it. Okay, and I do need you to make a stealth check as well, Cyrus.
Alright.
My stealth is
Actually, this determines if the twins still get the follow.
Yep.
Oh.
15. So 15 total.
15. Okay. See, you had your stealth down. You were doing pretty good. And Marcus, Cyrus surprisingly creaks a few floorboards on his way out. Just hits the wrong boards.
Cyrus is actually like not really caring too much on the stealth part.
Luna, it's not enough for you to really determine if it's the people you look for or not, but you do hear one set of footprints moving down the hallway.
I want to peek out the door.
All right, Marcus and Cyrus, you see the door to Luna's room slowly creaking open.
Oh, wait, we do?
Yeah.
I would like to cast darkness. Like, I see the door creaking open, I target that spot.
Luna, you opened the door to pure darkness. You know it wasn't like this earlier. Maybe the hotel turned the lights out at this point?
Oh, I just opened the door and immediately just run. And not run, but I immediately just kind of start walking forward. Like, I don't even stop me because I'm like, this is Cyrus written all over it.
Yeah. When seeing Cyrus do that, I will make a faster pace to get out of the tavern.
Yeah, but
I
then I
will
hear
say-
you even more.
Do another stealth check to evade Luna's passive. I will say that bought you another roll.
16.
16.
Yep. Oh no.
Another 15.
Luna, you hear the footsteps are running downstairs.
I follow.
Does it even wake up Maddie? Oh no.
I do not because you were asleep and I had to act fast.
I wouldn't hear any of this, would I?
No. It was just enough to beat yours, though. Though Harper just kind of looks up, he looks around, then he's like, and rolls over.
So as far as I'm concerned, we're not being followed, but when we get outside, okay, I want to look around and see to see the side of this tavern and see if there's a way to get up on top of it.
Can I please just come up from behind them and just be like, hey, you know that there's this happening over here, right?
Okay. Well, both of y'all are instantly greeted by Luna, as y'all see, as y'all notice that She has come behind y'all and said that as you come out to this very rainy town square.
Oh, so you decided to join in the fun.
I wasn't going to. I was just gonna follow and see what the heck you guys were gonna do.
Well, just the jig's up, I guess. I was going to try to test out some of the things I used to do back before I met you all. Was I would maybe do a few stunts and test out my invention's capabilities while doing said stunts.
Okay.
I was just potentially trying to see if I could do that here real quick. I mean, you're more than welcome to come along. I'm not going to stop you. I was just hoping to maybe not make a big deal out of it.
Yeah, you failed. Failed
as you say,
at the dinner.
And as he's saying that, Luna, you hear that, but you're a bit distracted. Something smells terrible out here. It takes you a second. You're like, what is that? And then lightning flashes up the area again, and y'all see 3 lumps on the ground behind y'all. In particular, Luna, you look past and you see these 3 lumps on the ground.
Guys, and I point in that direction. I point behind them.
What do I see whenever I look at it?
Oh,
Yeah, I
look.
just see.
Your eyes are still adjusting to this darkness. There's dim light coming from the buildings. As all y'all are trying to process what you're seeing, then the lightning flashes again, and you see, like for a second, it's like it's raining red, but you realize it's not the case. There's just big puddles of red on the ground. As you see, there's trailing streaks of blood coming from these lumps on the ground. They quickly identify as 3 dead bodies. Maddie! It's quiet.
Too quiet.
Didn't you just hear this tapping noise? Kind of like the sound of something on glass. You kind of start up and realize you fell asleep while you're waiting up with Luna. Just kind of look around curiously. Not sure what's going on. It's a pretty dark room. Luna made sure to turn out the lights to keep y'all a little more incognito. You still hear this tapping noise from somewhere.
I would like to find out where it's coming from.
You look to the only source of glass in the room, the window pane. You're trying to focus a bit. The water's kind of hitting you see the water's hitting the window, but only around the sides of it. There's something blocking the window. Then you see a bolt of lightning light up, and there's a silhouette in the standing at the window on the 2nd story of the building. You kind of pause for a bit, then it flashes again, and you see this beaked face press up against the window. You see the beak kind of opens a bit. You see this strange, uncanny look of there's human teeth inside the beak, but you see its canines are these long fangs mixed in with other various teeth and fangs in there. And you see these 2 beady eyes staring at you in the darkness. It's too late. And you see the crow looking at you through the window. And that's where I'll pick up next week.
No! See what happens when you leave me? Do you see what happens when you leave me? Nothing ever good happens when you leave me.
See, I couldn't help but laugh when you're like, oh, I want to go out in the middle of the night. I'm like, oh, you do? This night you want to go out in the middle of the night? Okay.
Well, it seems either way, even if I'd stayed there asleep, she still would have found us.
Hey, I'm looking at it from
things are just going to happen in a different order now.
I mean, I'm looking at it from a brighter perspective. 3 of us are awake as opposed to all of us being asleep.
Yeah.
Well,
Yes, but the
te-
three
te-
of us that are awake, or the three of us that are outside, aren't aware of the fact that Crow's at the window.
Yeah. Which, on the upside, like, as a above table perspective, it is great. You're the perceptive one. I can actually see in the dark, like, super far.
I can see in the dark as long as I have my goggles. So
I guess it would also depend on where our window is compared to where we are standing outside.
It's why I
no.
checked what your passive perceptions were.
Yeah.
I
We'll
So-
find out next week.
yeah.
Yeah.
Are we sticking to the Amarok is sitting up, traumatized by lightning, or am I asleep? What are we doing?
I figured you were asleep. I don't remember that.
He did mention it. Whenever
He did?
you said there was lightning strike.
Okay.
Oh yeah, the last time we were dealing with lightning.
Oh,
we fought.
that is perfectly
Yeah,
fair. I
yeah.
will say you're aware. You're having trouble sleeping at the least.
So,
Josh
another
is
thing I'd like to
just
point
in the
out-
chat saying,
How many of
run,
us-
run, run.
Yes.
Yeah. How many of us are actually wearing armor?
I would be because I was planning on going out tonight. So
Yeah.
I would
I would
be
be
because
as
I was
well.
planning to, follow, but I fell asleep.
That's
I am not,
fair,
'cause I actually laid down.
Yeah. Neither is neither is Harper.
Two big naked men in the room. No. Oh god.
I feel like at this point, like
I have underclothes.
I feel like at this point, you all would notice that like Cyrus just kind of like just sleeps with his like leather on.
I
Yeah.
was going to say if we stayed anymore, everybody would just would have heard Maddie go, Luna, at the top of her lungs.
Oh yeah, I imagine you probably would
Oh,
just
yeah.
like start yelling my name.
mm.
Wait,
Yeah.
question.
Because
Here's a
she
question.
wakes up, you're not there, and there's a crow at her window. So she's just like, Luna, where'd you go?
Hey, your sister's already been eaten now, so there you go. You have to deal with that knowledge now.
My plan was just
Isn't that the
to
whole
respond to instantly guiding bolt busting out the window, but that's off the table now.
Oops.
Oh no, Maddie knows. Maddie knows she cannot fight this thing by herself. So she's just like, I'm screwed. I'm screwed.
Scream.
Is the darkness
Shit.
still outside the hallway?
Yeah.
Oh god, yeah.
Yeah. Oh god. Oh god.
Actually, how big is the
Actually-
room?
Make sure you mark off that spell slot.
Oh yeah, I did.
It's a little bit in the room too.
I'm gonna have to bust through a wall.
But yeah, no. I'm pretty sure that everybody has heard Maddie scream Luna. Because she would not be quiet. She's like, oh crap, I'm gonna die.
Yeah,
I mean,
But imagine even
I've got no plans
Luna-
tomorrow if y'all want to keep going.
I do. I really do. I planned something. I was going to do something that was, kind of like adventurous, but not like too intense. And then it's like, oh, there are dead things here.
What a twist.
Oh god.
Yeah. So I guess that's
I
pretty
got
much.
I got disconnected when I was like, well, that's enough for one evening.
Oh yeah.
I assumed it was a response to y'all yelling.
Oh yeah.
Ah,
But so yeah, I guess that's going to be it for tonight.
Woo. Thank you, everybody.
Yeah. Thank you all so much for watching. Follow us on our social, as well as follow us on YouTube to get caught up on any episodes you might have missed. They are going to be popping up soon. I know we're a little behind on a lot of our YouTube episodes. They'll be coming. I
Yeah.
promise you. But yeah. Thanks again. And I guess we're going to find you guys a raid target. So, sit tight. Thank you all for watching.
Night, everybody.
Bye.
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 Bye.